All right. So we wanted to get a response from me. Tail Dark Side wanted me to explain to him why the airplane didn't take off on the Mythbusters episode that talked about this airplane myth. Well, dude, let me tell you, I finally decided I'd go ahead and watch it again, and I found this part about the treadmill with the plane, and they even tell you in the episode why it didn't take off, and the reason for that is the treadmill wasn't long enough. Now, if you're going to try to say that that doesn't make any sense or whatever, I could take an airplane down to my driveway, an airplane that, let's say, with the atmosphere and the wind conditions, would normally take a half a mile to take off, and I let it run down 20 yards and it didn't take off in that 20 yards, and if my conclusion is the airplane can't take off on asphalt, then I would be a complete idiot. So the conveyor belt, it started moving forward. In fact, the airplane in the Mythbusters episode, I just watched it, it actually did move forward on the treadmill. It just went off the end. And listen to what they say. They even say we need a longer treadmill.
Yes. With the conveyor belt going 11.3 miles per hour in reverse, Jamie accelerated the plane up to match that speed. And get this, the plane moved forwards. However, it didn't have a chance to get airborne because the treadmill is too short.
Because the treadmill is too short. So there's your answer. The treadmill was too short. And if you want a little bit more proof, later on when they come back and they actually do the paper on the floor, which simulates a conveyor belt, just like the tarp on the full scale model. Before they were doing it, they reviewed the fact that the conveyor belt wasn't long enough, and here's what they said on that one.
And that means the boys need a new plan.
We need a longer treadmill, and I don't see how we can modify this to be long enough.
We need a new treadmill. We need a longer treadmill. I don't know how we can modify this to be long enough. That's right out of Adam's mouth right there. So the problem wasn't that the airplane can't take off on a treadmill. It's that it couldn't take off on that treadmill. If you watch the episode, Jamie got the plane off the ground in 20 feet. That treadmill's not even close to being 20 feet. But if it was 20 feet, he would be able to get the plane off of the treadmill. It's just frickin' that simple. By the way, your fail on the fact that you think that the tires need to grip the road to keep the plane straight on the runway, dude, when you take off, you're using your frickin' pedals, which control the rudder. It doesn't need the frickin' tires to stay straight. You could take off on a sheet of ice. How the hell does a frickin' plane take off of water if it needs to grip the road? And what happens when you leave the frickin' surface of the frickin' runway? If you need the tires to keep it straight, then what's keeping it straight in the air? The same thing that was keeping it straight on the runway, the rudder. Anyway, I'll throw this up there real quick. But what I'd like you to do is, before you start saying more dumb shit, is I would like you to answer the question that I've been asking you now that I've answered yours. Do you believe that a treadmill can keep the plane from moving forward? Yes or no? It's that simple. Just answer that question. If you don't answer it, that's the end of it for me. I'll wait for you to answer that question. Talk to you later.